Ew. What's happening, my fellow geeks and geekettes? Welcome to a brand new episode of Cosplay Chris. Now, we have a few things to talk about today. The main one is a brand new cosplay announcement. That is my latest upcoming cosplay of the Crow. But not just the Crow we know from Brandon Lee's amazing portrayal and what could have been Jason Momoa's Crow, but a Cosplay Chris Crow. As well as that, I'm going to be announcing a new Q&A video at the end of this video, so that will involve you guys leaving your questions down below in the comments section. But firstly, I just want to announce that I have been nominated for Australian Cosplayer of the Year by the Australian Games Awards. Now, usually I'm very shy and just, going inside my shell about this stuff. So the amazing thing about the Australian Games Awards is that it's decided by the community, it's decided by the people. So I will leave the link down below to the website. If you feel like voting for me, please do. It means the absolute world to me. Awards are one thing. This isn't why I got into the game, but it's a nice little bonus to see that the hard work is paying off. Not to mention that this hard work couldn't be accomplished without the help of some amazing friends like Miles, Benny, and Cam, and my amazing family and friends, and of course you guys. As cliche as it sounds, it's an honor to be nominated regardless, so yeah, very shy about this stuff. So, a new cosplay announcement. My next cosplay at this stage is going to be the Crow. So I've had this in the back of my mind for the longest time. I have been the biggest fan of Brandon Lee's portrayal of the Crow. Now, as everyone knows, there was that unfortunate accident that happened on the set of the Crow where Brandon Lee was accidentally shot and killed, but what he left behind was an amazing portrayal of the Crow from the comic books. Now, we also know that Jason Momoa was gearing up to play the Crow, and they were about to film, and then it just all turned to hell, and it just hasn't worked out. So much so that there was even a teaser photo of Momoa in the Crow makeup posted with the director, pretty much announcing that this isn't gonna happen for now. So he's kind of left it out there that there may be a possibility that he will return and play the Crow, and they will make the film, but for the time being, it's just a no-go. So Boss Logic, who is an amazing artist, did a mock-up of what Momoa could have looked like as the Crow. So in terms of my design, the Cosplay Chris Crow design, it's gonna be a blend of Brandon Lee, Jason Momoa, what Jason Momoa could have looked like, and the original comic book source material. Now, I know everyone's gonna have different design elements in their head, and honestly, if you guys feel like posting a comment down below with suggestions or anything, honestly, I welcome that. It's good to have, an extra set of eyes looking in from the outside and say, hey, why don't you try this? Why don't you do that? And it's one of those things where you think, I didn't think of that, that's amazing. In terms of going back to the original source material of the original comics, I really want to emphasize just the tragedy of the Crow. I do want to have open bullet wounds with the costume, whether it be with a shirtless thing or with the black long sleeve top on and the bandages and the wraps and everything going on, to just have really brutal bullet wounds. He also has the scar, he has the barbed wire scars on his arms, so just a lot of emphasis on that and paying homage to the original source material. In terms of the face makeup, I want something that's not clean at all. I mean, this guy has come back from the dead, crudely put this stuff on, and as much as I adore Brandon Lee's makeup, I want something like that, but a bit more messy, and even so much so, gathering inspiration from Heath Ledger's Joker with the makeup, how it was very runny. It just emulated that some areas have been affected by sweat and it's wiped away. Now, I do know that in the comics, one of his eyes is blind, so I'm tossing up whether to have one blind contact lens. I also do have a set of contact lenses in the bathroom that are completely black. They black out your eyes. So I will do a test with them because I feel that will just be very off-putting to look at, and I love that. It's got that dark gothic feel going on. Now, the trench coat is usually a big centerpiece next to the makeup when it comes to the Crow, so I've been looking at very gothic-esque coats on eBay. This is the one I've found that I'm really jonesing for at the moment. This is in, the #1 spot for something that I'd love to get and dirty up, customize, slash, and stitch back together. In terms of the undersuit, it's gonna be mostly, leather pants. I've got my Captain Boomerang boots that I can utilize as well. Probably a long sleeve tight black top, and probably trained back 4 times a week so I can get that lovely V shape that the Crow has in the comics, and as well as Brandon Lee's amazing physique in the film. Now if you look at my hair, it's a little bit too light for the Crow, but I do have a black spray that I used for whiplash. It's one of those things where you spray it in and it actually keeps hold, so your hair's not going to dangle everywhere and it just washes off in the shower with a shampoo and condition. So that's pretty much sorted. I am sort of tinkering with the idea of a temporary black wash, much like I was going to do with whiplash, but this spray is just so much easier. It holds your hair out, just spray it back and forth, and it'll darken it to almost a black color. Now, honing back to Momoa, I'm also thinking just gnarly rings and everything, because honestly, in terms of fashion goals, it's Jason Momoa and Chris Hemsworth, but for the most part, Momoa, I love the grungy rocker look, yet he looks like he'd smell amazing. If that makes sense? So yeah, taking elements from Brandon Lee, the original source material of the comics, and of course Jason Momoa's fashion style, just the hair, and of course that amazing Boss Logic concept art. So guys, that's pretty much it in terms of my ideas at this point in time. Like I said, if you guys want to drop a comment below with any suggestions, I welcome all suggestions. In terms of the makeup, I've got to do my research for what's going to work best in terms of staying on throughout the day, whether it be at a con or for a photo shoot for the reveal, and obviously for the update videos that will follow with this cosplay build. Now, a Q&A video is coming up. So what I want you guys to do is post your questions down below. I honestly cannot remember the last time I did a Q&A video. So I really do love doing these Q&A videos. I feel like it's a good chance for me to connect more with you guys, and it's just a bit more personal, a bit more laid back, and just a bit more chilled. So there you have it, guys. Like I said, I will leave the link down below for the Australian Games Awards. If you feel like voting for me for Australian Cosplayer of the Year, please do. It means the absolute world to me. Very excited about the Crow, and the upcoming Q&A video will be posted next week, so leave your questions down below. I will try and cover as many as I can and make it a very in-depth video. Now, before I go, I just want to give a massive shout out to my good mate Guard Tower Cosplay, who is also a Patreon, and he does some incredible work. I met him last year. He does an amazing Captain America. He's a big teddy bear, heart of gold, genuine, engraved on his bones. So a massive shout out to him. Here is a photo of him doing some much needed charity work, and I absolutely adore this photo. It's one of those things where a picture is worth 1,000 words, and in this case it's worth 1,000,000. He also recently did the Peter MacCallum Cancer Foundation, and that raised $1,000. He visits local children's wards with his local group, the Bendigo Cosplay Society. So a massive shout out to you, man. Thank you so much for being so warm and welcoming every time we meet at a con. Guys, wherever you are in the world, have yourselves a cracker of a day. Thank you for being so amazing, so supportive, and just the best. I hope you're well, hope you're happy, be merry, be silly, and until next time, geeks, please always remember, cosplayers do it best.